These are the dominant seventh chords with a raised and lowered fifth and a raised and lowered ninth. And these are on the 1, 2, 3, 4 string family in G. We'll begin with dominant 7 with sharp 5. So G, E flat or D sharp, F and B. B, F, G, and E flat. E flat, G, B, and F. And F, B, E flat, and G. The associated harmonies are the F minor 7 flat 5, the A flat majors, the A flat minor major 7, and the B major 7 sharp 5. So we'll begin with this chord, which is the sharp 5 chord. This can go to typical sharp 9 chord sound, G, B, F, and B flat. Soprano goes to A flat, G7 flat 9. In addition to this, common is moving to the minor major 7 type sound on A flat. So G, B, E flat, and B flat. And then the resolution being to C in that case. Now if we go from here, this sharp 9 to flat 9 sound, we also have a B flat, B, E flat, and A flat. And that has the sound of the G dominant. Moving ahead, we have A flat, B, G, and B flat. So we have a minor major 9. The G can move to F. And again, we have the resolution. So this is A flat, B, F, and B flat. Okay. Moving further downwards, we have B flat, B, G, and A flat. The G can go to F. And then, of course, resolve to C. So we have a standard resolution there. So it's a G7 substitute in that case. Moving back downwards, G, D flat, E flat, and F. And of course, the resolution. Also, a standard sharp 5, G, B, E flat, and F, moving to a flat 5. And then resolving to C. That's fairly common. Now, moving back in this direction, just to collect these, we said the F minor 7 flat 5 right here, which is common for G7. That's F, B, E flat, and A flat. A flat moving to B flat, so that looks like a G7 sharp 5 and sharp 9. Soprano moving to A flat, which would be the sharp 5 and the flat 9. Now moving ahead, we have an A flat minor major 7, A flat, E flat, G, and B. If we move the G to F, it's the F minor 7 flat 5. And if we move the A flat to B flat, we have a B major 7 sharp 5. And if we voice exchange B flat and B, we have this chord, B, E flat, G, and B flat. Top part can move to A flat, which sounds like the G7. Now we can move the G to F. And that sounds, that's an F minor 7 flat 5, making it sound like a dominant 7 with a sharp 9 and a sharp 5. Move the soprano, so from B, E flat, F, and B flat goes to A flat, goes to G, and resolves nicely to a C chord. So no issue there. Those are perfectly acceptable substitution, for that chord. Continuing in that thinking, or in those areas themselves, it has to be noted at this point that in addition to resolving to a C, obviously there's the the possibility of resolving the G flat minor very easily. So for instance, the formations will stay the same, even though the resolution is from G to G flat, the formations move in whole steps. So for instance, this would be the G dominant, sharp 5, sharp 9, flat 9. Now if we move that formation down a whole step, it now sounds like a minor major 7 on G flat, so it has those properties. So we just simply moved the formation down and it became a G flat minor major 7 resolution. So the forms move down by whole step, but the resolution is actually by half step. Moving ahead, we're going to move into this area. This is the F minor 7 flat 5, B, F, A flat, and E flat. But to us, if we put a G in the bass, it looks like a flat 9 with a sharp 5. We can bring the A flat to B flat, which looks like a sharp 9, sharp 5. And also we can bring the A flat to G, which just looks like a standard sharp 5 chord. And again, we move from there. So let's exhaust all the possibilities in that area basically, or at least give a broad view of it. Here's the B major 7 sharp 5. B, G, B flat, and E flat. Top voice can move to D flat if it needs to. Also, right there's the A flat minor major. B, G, A flat, and E flat. So that sounds like a G7. Also, the standard sharp 9. B, G, B flat, F. The B flat moves to A flat, and it's a flat 9. And we can move the D flat up too, to grab a flat 5 chord as well, to grab that element of it. So there is a lot in this one general area. And again, if we move down just by a whole step, all of those combinations become G flat minor major 7, or they resolve nicely to C, you know. So we have all. Also in this area we have this sort of E flat, these type resolutions, which is coming from this area, B, E flat, G, and D flat, and then resolves nicely to a C chord. So that's an easy resolution. So again, all of those could move down a whole step. There's the resolution. To G flat. In moving further up on these chords, we can look at the F minor 7 flat 5 here. E flat, A flat, B, and F. The F can move to G, A flat minor major 7, which sounds like a G7 sharp 5 and a flat 9. Can go back, the soprano can go back to a D flat, E flat, A flat, B, and D flat. So there's a double alteration, which resolves nicely. To C. Moving ahead, we can move the A flat. So this is E flat, A flat, B, and G, or F. A flat moves to B flat. So this is the B flat major 7 sharp 5. Soprano, G moves to A flat. So now you have both a sharp 9 and a flat 9 on G. Top voice can move to an F as well. And again, if you moved all of those pieces down, even this, F, A flat, B, and G, it sounds like G flat minor. So that's just by moving the chords down by a whole step. Moving ahead, We have even just the basic F minor 7 flat 5 right here, F, B flat, excuse me, F, B, E flat, A flat, and moving to B flat, and then going backwards from here, we can go A flat, B, E flat, and G. So we have a more closed voicing, move the G to F. Okay. And additionally, we can move up to B flat. So B flat, B, E flat, and A flat, and that would resolve to the 6th. Again, minor major 7, minor 6 on G flat. Now if we move down this way and do the same process, we'll voice exchange the E flat and the F. So instead of E flat, A flat, B, pardon me, and F, we now have F, A flat, B, and E flat. So a closed voicing on the F minor major 7. Again, it sounds like resolving downwards to a G. So that gives us all of those ideas, and we can resolve to again a C right there. So very easy to voice lead in terms of closed voicings. It's no problem at all from that perspective. Additionally, we have these types of chords. We have an E flat, G, B flat, and B, which we can move to a D flat and the bass. So that gives us the B flat major 7 sharp 5 in that voicing. And of course we move it down and we have a G flat minor major 7 minor 6 kind of sound from that family. Or we can just resolve in a close way for the C chord. So we have this, and then resolving to C. So that's also a typical resolution for those types of chords. So that'll give you a broad overview of these types of voicings. It should be noted that even the sharp 5 voicings, the standard ones, here's the G7 sharp 5. If that gets moved down just by a whole step again, it creates the A G flat minor 6 resolution. So again, the voicing moves down a whole tone, but the bass just moves by a semitone. So that would kind of give a basic overview of the the dominant 7 with sharp 5 and flat 5, the sharp 9 and flat 9 using the minor 7 flat 5 voicing on F. Again, we said that was where the starting point. F minor 7 flat 5, A flat minor major 7, and B major 7 sharp 5 as substitutes for G7, resolving to, in this case, C to G flat, G flat minor, many other resolutions, but that's just the broad overview. Again, sharp 5, flat 5, sharp 9, and flat 9 on the dominant 7, on the 1, 2, 3, 4 string family in G.